Living forward is a choice. Well, duh. Of course it's a choice. How many here would agree with me that the idea of living forward intentionally is a great idea? I agree. I believe for well over 75 and a half years, I've tried to live forward. I didn't always get it right, but I kept working at it. I got up every day and went to work on me. But what if the choice to live forward is so hard that you want to just quit? 6.5 years ago, I had to make a choice whether I wanted to live forward or whether I just wanted to say, I'm done. It was after I heard 3 words. Standing in the emergency room, the attending physician said, "Time of death." Let that sink in. I had just watched my wife, Donna, in love with her for over 46 years, married almost 46 years, and Donna was gone. How do you even begin to imagine the idea of moving forward? I had to find a way. This is my story because, as I said, that was 6.5 years ago. I'm still here. Here's how it happens. But it might possibly be something that you can use in your life if and when that time comes. 3 stories. First, the year before Donna died, my son, our only son, finally got married to the woman of his dreams, and at their reception, there was a jar. It was on the table, there were notes and a pen, and the plan was, at the reception, everyone was invited to write a note of encouragement or some kind of sage advice, or maybe even a funny story, but just write the note, fold it, put it in the jar, seal the jar, and then 1 year later on the first wedding anniversary, open the jar and read the notes. Sounds like a great idea. Just one problem. That first wedding anniversary was exactly 1 week after Donna died. And remember, my son lost his mother. Family. We could have postponed it, but we didn't. We came together. We had food. We had fellowship. They opened the jar. They read the notes. It was bittersweet. Yes, tears. We were all broken. But we were also laughing and celebrating each other, just as Donna would have wanted it to be. That's story number 1. Story number 2, just a handful of days later, I did what I've been doing since 1985. I went to a Toastmasters meeting. Now, for those of you that don't know what Toastmasters is, it's an organization that's been around for over 100 years. It's a communications and leadership organization that specifically creates an educational environment to become the best version of you and to find your voice. And I went to Bartow Toastmasters, and after the Toastmasters meeting adjourned, we went out for, are you ready? Toasties. And post-Toasties is what we call food, which rules, fellowship, and laughter. Phone's ringing on the table. I pick it up. It's my son. I said, Donald, what's the matter? Is everything okay? And I quote, he said the following words, Dad, are you ready to be a grandpa? I didn't even stop and think. I just turned and looked at my friends at the table and I said, it's my son. They're going to have a baby. And a celebration broke out in that pizza palace. And honest to goodness, I thought they were going to point us to the door for being disruptive. But hope, being with an extended family of people that love me and I love them, and for them to celebrate, it's living forward. Now, if we live forward for more days with the excitement, we hope and pray that it becomes a reality. And sure enough, in January of 2020, my son and daughter-in-law placed into my arms a baby, a grandchild. It's a girl. Want to know what they named her? That's right, Donna. Named after a grandmother that she will never meet in person, but a grandmother that she will know all about. I forgot to tell you one thing. Remember the first anniversary celebration? Remember that jar? When my son got down to the last note, he pulled that thing out, he opened it up, and here's what you need to know. There was no signature on that note, and only 2 words. But as soon as he read those 2 words, everybody in the room knew exactly who wrote that. What were the 2 words? Make babies. It was Grandma. He always wanted to be a grandma. I'm a grandpa. And think about the idea of living forward. If I had quit, I wouldn't be holding that newborn granddaughter in my arms. And here's something else maybe you haven't conceptualized. But that grandchild doesn't just have the blood of her mother and father flowing in its veins. Do you understand that the blood of her grandparents flows in her veins? I was holding a little baby girl named Donna, and Donna had Donna in her. Think about this for just a second. When we are broken, shattered, and all we can think about is, can I just forget about everything and wait, die? Sounds morbid, but people do it every day. What they do is, instead of making a choice on what to do with their sorrow, they let that sorrow make the choice for them. I cannot guarantee that during the course of your days you have left, you will not, if not already, arrive at that moment. But here's what I can tell you. Yes, living forward is a choice. But the choice is to open the door to a whole new set of stories and chapters and a life that is waiting for you and people who are waiting for you to make a difference in their life. Choose. Live forward.